Hi guys, today I am traveling with two dogs to El Salvador. Here we are, all packed up, ready to go. This is the crate we will be traveling with. This is Nala. She is 3 years old. And over here we have Luna. She is anywhere from 12 to 14 years old. Nobody really knows, but she's pretty old. After checking in, passports, all that good stuff, we headed over to oversized baggage check and waited for TSA to come by. They basically inspect the crate, make sure there's nothing illegal going on, make sure that it is airline approved. This particular crate cost $1,100. Depending on the breed of your dog, you may have to provide them with a metal, high durable, extremely high durable crate like the one that I got for Nala. It is a high quality. I don't have any complaints about it except for the price, obviously. But again, it was an airline safe crate. I knew I wasn't going to have any problems with it. And sure enough, I didn't. The airline obviously approved it, TSA approved it. So we're in the airplane. Luna is with us. She basically napped the whole way. I did a little bit of editing. We got to El Salvador when it was basically nighttime. It was already dark. So we're going to head over to immigration. What I do like about Luna's crate is that the wheels come off so you can just carry it like a purse if you need to or want to. El Salvador has some really nice stores in their airports. I like to come here and buy some jewelries like at the end of my trip. I was told Nala would arrive like in the same area as the baggage claim. I was so happy and relieved when I saw her crate coming through that door. Like, so much relief. And after getting all of our luggage and everybody all set, ready to go, we headed to the quarantine area. This is where we presented all of the paperwork, health inspection, stuff like that. And paid the fee, which is $18. From there, we headed out and met up with my dad. Nala and Luna are actually his dogs. I am just bringing them to him since he is basically going to spend a lot of time in El Salvador. He's going to have his dogs here with him. Surprisingly, traveling with two dogs, two kids, and all of this luggage wasn't as tiring and as bad as you would think. I do want to mention Nala was super thirsty. I did have water in her crate, but honestly, she did not drink water or touch her food at all. The next day, I did take Nala and Luna around the land and introduced them to all of the animals, showed them around so they can just like get used to being here. There are other dogs on the land, and everybody has been getting along great. Luna is obviously a senior dog, so she does spend a lot of time inside. She prefers being inside in her bed, in her area, but she does come out and hang out outside with us several times a day. But we won't take her out to like travel, like to go to the beach or something, because she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. She just prefers to stay in her home by her bed. Nala has been enjoying every minute of it. She is 3 years old, so she still has like that peppy energy. She runs around, she goes through the whole property and just hangs out with all the other animals. This was Nala's first time at the beach. She was terrified, as you can see here. But next week, we will be spending a full week at the beach house. So I'm hoping that I can turn her into the best beach dog. I'm so grateful that this process is over. I'm so thankful that everybody made it all right. We're all safe, and the dogs have just been living their best life, and I'm so happy for them. Hi, guys. I'm happy to report that both dogs are doing fine. We are struggling a little bit to find Luna some food that's going to work for her because she's super picky. We tried to feed her rice and chicken, and she only picked out the chicken. So we'll see. We might have to just go homemade food for her. We don't know. But I have my little notes here because the process took so much longer. It was so much more stressful, so much more overwhelming than I would have ever expected, honestly. So if you are traveling international, These are some things I learned. Not every country is the same. Not every airline's the same. My experience in particular was with traveling Avianca to El Salvador. So, some things to expect. You may need to find a vet who does certified health inspections. It's not your regular health inspection. It's not something that every vet can do. You need to let them know what's going on, let them know, like, hey, I'm traveling internationally. This is what I need. Do you provide that? I called a bunch of places. I found two that did them. Luckily, it turned out I didn't need that, but we'll get to that. You do need to look into the airlines rules and regulations. Some of Avianca's, for example, is the weight. For Luna, she was in cabin. That's what it's called when you go inside the plane. The max with the container is 22 pounds. For Nala, she was in hold, which is basically they just go with the luggages, which it's so sad. I wish they had a separate like special area for them, but they do go down with the luggages, and that weight was 154 max with the container. um you do need to look into if they have crate requirements, like measurement requirements, what they need. So what the airline needs and what your country needs, the country that you're traveling to, will be different. So you need to look at both. The airline can't tell you what the country needs and vice versa. So you need to just do your own research and make sure you're understanding what you're reading, because it can get tricky. For the country, one of the vets recommended this website and it literally saved my life. I'll put it down below, but it's basically afis.usda.gov. You just select the country that you're traveling to. They will list the requirements of the country. I think that same website can point you to the right direction of the vet if you do need a certified health inspection. Again, for my travels in particular, I basically needed three things for each dog as far as like documentation goes, which includes their vaccines. They need to be up to date. So get a copy from your vet. The vaccine, rabies, same thing. Just make sure that has the rabies on there. I did need a health inspection, so I did have to go take my dogs to the vet, but it was just a standard like annual health inspection that you get. With the only difference was when I went to that website, a health inspection from El Salvador popped up, and I needed my vet to fill that one out in specific, so I couldn't just get like a copy of their health inspection. I took that documentation to them and they filled that out. Luckily, I did not need that certified health inspection, because I would have either had to leave Nala behind and bring her here a different time, or change my flight and wait for that health inspection, because the way that the vet explained it to me is he sends it out. Sometimes they need like revisions or like, oh, add this or blah, 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 blah. They'll send it back. So it may be a back and forth thing. He said he particularly likes to start them like a month in advance just in case. And the last thing that I needed was a microchip. It's basically proof that they have them. So like on their vaccine, like their vaccine information, it says like microchip ID and it has the ID on it. So those were the three things that Avianca required. El Salvador, the only thing that they required really was the health inspection that I printed out from that website. And you just, after you get your dog, you go to the quarantine, pay them, let them know the details, give them the paperwork, stuff like that. So I will say it was a lot scarier than it was a lot less scary than I thought it was. I was stressed. I overwhelm myself, I feel like sometimes, but it was so stressful. Just like I had bought the wrong crate. I, thought I needed the certified health certificate. Turns out I didn't. Multiple vets that I went to thought I needed to. We were all reading the same thing, and somehow we all were like, yep, you need it. But then, in my panic, when I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I might not make it, I like thoroughly read it again, and it turns out I didn't need it. So just make sure you double check everything. Try not to get overwhelmed. And yeah, don't forget to call around and ask for help. Like that's something that was very helpful. I was lucky enough to have people that were very nice, guide me in the right direction. I read everything, I made a list, I checked everything off, and everything turned out fine. So hope this video was helpful. See you guys next week. Peace.